once again, welcome to our home groups training today. And today we're going to talk about a subject that many of us struggle with, and it's this. What do I do when someone asks a question that I don't have the answer for? Like, how do I respond when someone asks a question in my very own home group and I may not have the answer? Well, here's a couple of things that we can do, and here's the first thing, is to speak out of your testimony. What that means is what Jesus did for you. Now, you may not be able to answer them scripturally, but you'll be able to answer them experientially. So let's just say someone asks a theological question about heaven and hell. What you know of is that that's the hope you get to look forward to, heaven. And that your faith is in God who dwells in heaven, and that God has given us an eternal resting place called heaven. So you're speaking out of what you believe and the faith that you have in the Lord in what He has said to you. So you can speak out of your experience, what you experienced with the Lord. It could also be where they may ask a question that you kind of know what the scripture says. You may not be able to find out exactly where it is or pinpoint exactly where it is in the Bible or what it exactly says. For instance, let's just say they ask a question like, why do good people suffer? You can speak out of your experience. And you could say something like, I always thought I was a good person. But when I received Jesus, I understood that I needed forgiveness of my sins. So I found out that I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So you're speaking out of your life, out of your testimony, out of your experience. That when you think back on your life and what happens in the heart of man, it's like every single person has evil in them. So when compared to the perfection of Jesus, no one is good. We all have sin in our hearts. We've all done things that are displeasing to God. So you can speak out of your testimony, your life experiences. The second thing you can do, if you're not able to answer questions, is you can actually search on the web. Now here's the caution. There are so many different answers out there. So I'm going to give you a website that is pretty well balanced, and it's gotquestions.org. And they are a very balanced website. And so they may not answer all of your questions, but in general, they'll be able to answer the questions. And that is a good resource. You can also, if you're searching on the web, you can type in the word scripture and use the colon, and then after that, put in quotes what your question is. And it'll give you scriptures pertaining to that question. So it'll give you scriptures, not someone's theology, not someone's opinion, not someone's thoughts. It's going to give you scriptures, and then from there, you'll be able to at least have a better view of it. And then the third thing is, and always remember this, you can always say, I don't know, but I will find out. And then email Pastor Marcia. And then she'll find out for you. But you can actually email us at ask@newhopehilo.org, and then we can get back to you. Or if you're live right there on the chat, because we have Q&A right after each service, then you can ask your question there, and then we can help you at that point. And if we're not able to answer it right away, because sometimes there's a long answer, we can give you the short answer, but we want to give you a well thought through, cohesive answer. That way you're able to carry on with what the answer may be, or you may be able to apply what you wanted to apply, and it'll be biblical. But those are 3 ways that will help when you don't know how to answer a question. Okay, I hope this helped you today, and continue to be in your home groups, continue to thrive with what God has given to you and where we're at. Don't look at it as, I can't go to church, so I no sense learn anymore. No. God has us in a season that we can learn what we probably would have never learned if we were still meeting together in person. it's never too late to learn something new from God. And it's never too much of a dull season to learn something from the King. So continue to build your relationship with Him. Continue to disciple one another. And then as always, stay close to Jesus. Okay? Hope this helped you today, and continue to keep your eyes on Jesus. God bless.